What's up, guys? It's me again, Ivan Kaila, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is basically a follow-up of the recent one I made entitled Cleaning Sump and Media. I will now show you how I will clean my display or main tank. This tank measures 84 by 30 by 30 inches that has a total volume of 327 gallons. Then my sump is 66.5 by 18 by 18 inches with a volume of 93 gallons. So in total, the whole system is 420 gallons. In cleaning the main or display tank, always remember two things. The first is to never use a brush or scrub with sharp bristles. The sharp edges of your cleaning material will surely damage the glass, leaving it with unwanted scratches. In my case, my choice when cleaning a tank is a sponge. It has no sharp edges and can easily wipe off dirt like algae building up in the tank. Unless you are dealing with very hard water stains in which you may use a cutter blade, sandpaper, or even in some cases, chemical-based products, of course with extreme caution, the best choice for me is a sponge. Fortunately, this tank does not have hard water stains, so we will deal with that in a different video. The second is to avoid as much as possible using detergent soap or again chemical-based cleaning agent, especially when cleaning the inside of the tank. The residue from the soap or chemicals may accidentally stick to the glass or silicone of the tank, which may later become a problem to the whole system and your fish. Chemical-based products might also lead to silicone breakage and would spell an even bigger problem. So again, the best way for me to clean the inside of a tank is to use plain tap water. However, there are people who use soap or chemicals to clean their tanks. I am not saying this is wrong, and that if you intend to follow this practice, then you have all the right to do so. But always rinse the tank multiple times and always proceed with extreme caution. Okay, so again on my last video entitled Cleaning Sump and Media, I mentioned that after transferring all the fishes in their new owner's tank, I did not fully drain the water of my main tank yet, for the reason that I used it to soak the driftwoods, which I will be using for my new setup. Now that I have transferred the woods in a big container, it is now time to clean the main tank or display tank. The first thing that I'm going to do is, since I used a substrate on my previous setup, I am going to gather all the sand in one area so it'll be easier to siphon it. I used black crystal sand for my old setup, so it was easier to gather since the granules are a little bigger. Now that the sand is in one place, I will start the siphon process. I will focus one end of the hose on the spot where the sand is, then the other end is on my drainage. The next is to remove the debris that settled in the tank. This would be harder to gather in one corner of the tank because most probably the dirt would turn dusty when trying to drag it, so in this case, you may have to move your siphon or hose to the spot where the dirt is and just let it get sipped together with water. When all visible dirt at the bottom is gone, it will still be best to drag your siphon or hose on all corners of the tank because there might be tiny particles stuck in the silicone or the edges of the tank. When you are sure that you have removed at least 90% of dirt in the tank, because honestly, it would be virtually impossible to remove them all, you can let the siphon or hose do its job. You can have it settle in one area of the tank until you've drained all the water, and as for you, you can do other stuff while waiting. Now, if you are draining a monster or huge tank, you may also use a submersible pump to speed up the process, or if you have a bigger hose, the better. However, in my case, the size of my hose is just 1/4 inch, so I am using my extra sub pump to drain the remaining water faster. So after draining the water from the tank, it is now time to clean the inside of it. Again, remember not to use a scrub or brush that has sharp edges to avoid scratching the glass. Be sure also to use a sponge that has not been used with soap. Better yet, use a new one. It is cheap anyway. It doesn't matter which side of the tank you want to start with, but in my case, I prefer to start with the front glass. My reason is that since the front glass would give me a clearer vision of the inside of the tank after all the dirt has been removed, then it would be easier for me to check from the outside if there are any stains left in the other corners. And as for cleaning the inside of the tank, remember again what I said earlier. As much as possible, avoid using soap or any chemicals unless really necessary. What I am using now is water that is left in the tank after draining much of it, since my main purpose is just to remove algae from the walls of the tank that was caused by my tanning light when I used to keep an arowana community. Lastly, I removed the remaining dirty water, then rinsed all sides of the tank with clean water and drained it again. As for the outer side of the glass, use your sponge with water to wipe it. Then use a clean cloth or old newspaper to dry the glass so as not to leave any water marks on it. So there you have it, guys, the simple ways of cleaning our main tank. Please stay tuned for my next video and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye for now.